This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, Episode 80, A Crash Course on Building Strong Children, Part 2, by Amy Goldizen with FamilyOptimize.com. And I'm Joss Marie, your host and personal narrator, right here on the Relationships edition of Optimal Living Daily. This is the show where I read to you from some of the best relationship blogs on the planet every weekday for free. Justin Mullick, the producer and creator of this show, hand selects all of the content so that you don't have to. And yes, it's always with permission from the authors. Today's post about building strong children is by Amy Goldizen with FamilyOptimize.com. It's actually the second part of this post, so make sure and check out yesterday's episode first before listening to this one. That's episode 79 for those of you who may be listening to episodes out of order. Also, if there's a certain topic or author or blog that you'd like to recommend for this show, please do. We're always looking for new relationship content, and we'd love to hear your suggestions. To get in contact with us, just come by oldpodcast.com, or you can join our Facebook group and let us know that way. To join, just search for Optimal Living Daily in Facebook and request access. Or the shortcut link is oldpodcast.com/Facebook. But for now, let's hear today's post and start optimizing your life. A Crash Course on Building Strong Children, Part 2, by Amy Goldizen with FamilyOptimize.com. Understanding Modeling Behavior. One of the most humbling realizations of parenthood is rooted in knowing that our children mirror our behaviors. No matter how often we verbalize to our children the importance of showing respect, maintaining a positive perspective, and showing empathy and compassion towards others, they will always be more heavily influenced by the behaviors that we display to them every day. Our children are highly observant, often analyzing and noting the way that we react to our environment. Have you ever noticed how a child, when he or she falls, will often look at the parent, assessing their reaction to the stumble before reacting? Children are constantly looking to us, the parents, in an effort to learn how to navigate the new world around them. Social learning theory explains that by nature, we are inclined to behave in a way that reflects the way we observe the models in our surrounding environment behaving. These learned behaviors are then either reinforced or opposed through social interactions with our peers or caregivers, and so on. Children are the epitome of this long-standing theory. Before they can even speak, children are observing the actions of those around them. Being that caregivers spend the most time saturating the environment of children with their influence, it is only logical to see how important a parent's behavior is to the developmental outcome of the child. Teach coping techniques before they are needed. The world can be a cruel place. Despite our best efforts to instill in our children respect and compassion, they will inevitably face the things we've taught them not to do unto others in the form of judgment, disapproval, and heartbreak. We may not be able to shield our children from these unfortunate encounters and situations, but teaching them ways to effectively cope when they encounter them can bring us some peace of mind in knowing that we have armed our kids with the tools to overcome them. One of the most important things to remember is that teaching coping mechanisms before they are needed is the most effective way to ensure that your child will be ready to deal with any negative feelings that result from whatever ill word or action comes his or her way. When we teach our children skills to overcome obstacles regularly, they become familiar and comfortable with using them, mastering the techniques to the point that they become second nature. Effective coping will become so much of a habit that it will simply become part of who they are, a more calm, capable, and confident version of their self. From encouraging basic self-care and relaxation techniques to acknowledging and validating emotions, there are a lot of ways, some very creative and fun, to instill coping methods in your children that speak to their personalities. The Helpful Counselor has compiled 18 ways to teach kids to cope. The values of unconditional love and acceptance. Children need to feel safe to explore their world and learn from their mistakes while feeling content in knowing that they are supported with loving reassurance regardless of their performance. Parents serve as a gentle guide, helping children to navigate life and learn how to perceive and cope with situations that present, both negative and positive. When children feel that they are loved regardless of performance, they are more likely to seek advice and guidance from their parents. And this strong sense of support and acceptance will encourage a sound development and a healthy foundation that will help them to progress throughout the lifespan with ease. Now, let me add a disclaimer here. Unconditional love is a great tool in helping a child and their parent form a strong and lasting bond. The child will find solace in knowing that the parent will continue loving them despite their mistakes and be more likely to engage in open communication with the parent, regardless of the potential for disapproval. That being said, unconditional love does not mean that as a parent you should condone poor behavior because you love your child. Sometimes, love is being honest to a point of bluntness. Sometimes love means being forthright about your disapproval of poor behavior. Unconditional love is simply choosing to always remain mindful of the love that you have for your child, not always the behavior, when interacting with them. As ConfidentParentsConfidentKids.org points out very eloquently, unconditional love is choosing not to belittle or degrade your child's identity for a behavior. It is important to keep your opinions of your child and your opinions of your child's behavior separate. After all, it is the behavior that disappointed you. While there are no foolproof or one-size-fits-all approach to parenting, having a basic understanding of methods you can practice to help your child achieve a healthy mental and emotional state can greatly improve your relationship with your child and prove very helpful in building a strong child that is confident, happy, and equipped to handle the inevitable hurdles of life. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, A Crash Course on Building Strong Children by Amy Goldizen with FamilyOptimize.com. I look forward to all of the parenting posts that I cover here on the show. As a mom of a 15-and-a-half-month-old, there's still so much that I don't know. So it's always helpful to hear other people's perspectives on parenting. But I will say, I found that having a relaxed and flexible demeanor when it comes to parenting seems to pay dividends, because just as Amy says, there is no one-size-fits-all format. So I'd just like to say thank you to Amy Goldizen for letting us share her content today. It's super insightful. And I'd just like to mention again that we're always trying to broaden our pool of relationship content, so we appreciate any of your recommendations for new topics, authors, or blogs. To get in touch with us, just visit oldpodcast.com or simply join our Facebook group and let us know that way. To join, just search for Optimal Living Daily in Facebook and request access. Or the shortcut link is oldpodcast.com/Facebook. And that's it for today. Thank you all so much for listening today. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you on Monday, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.